Montgomery County Honor Guard.
Father in heaven, we love you. Thank you for your love for us. Thank you for the life of Jana today. God, we ask your blessing upon this time. Father, for her family, would you just give them peace, and your grace is always sufficient. Father, thank you for the staff and the EMS and all the first responders that will grace this building. Father, we pray your blessings upon them, and God, that you would keep them safe as they serve this community. Father, we thank you for all that you've blessed us with. Thank you again for the life of Jana. Thank you for the lives that she served. Thank you for the lives that she touched and the lives that touched her. And we ask all this in your sweet, blessed name, Jesus. Amen.
All uniformed personnel, raise and arm.
Would you join me in saying the pledge to our nation's flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hath the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous sky o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order, arm.
Charlie Riley. Elected officials, local community, friends, family of Jana, and MCHD employees, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. I want to thank everyone for being here today and for taking the time to show to our first responders and to Jana's family and to our community how we feel about those folks who stand between us and those challenges that we face on a daily basis. There is no way that we can certainly have the effect of offsetting the loss of the life of someone so dynamic as Jana Bishop. But we as a community can certainly stand up and call attention to the life she lived, to the role model that she was for each and every one of us and will be in the future. And it's an honor to be here today and to acknowledge them. I am grateful and thankful that we have folks like Jana who will put themselves in harm's way to take care of us in our time of need. And I certainly am glad that the determination was made to name this building or dedicate this building to Jana E. Bishop facility. And it is my honor to be here today. Again, thank you for being here. And thank you for supporting our first responders who are so important to us. And thank you for remembering Jana Bishop.
In the ribbon cutting ceremony, I'd like to welcome the Honorable Judge Craig Rowe.
No, please take a seat. Be comfortable here. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be with you today, and I want to thank the Montgomery County Hospital District, the Board of Representative members that are here. Mr. Posey, I see us here. Ken Fawn is here. I hope that I did not miss any other board members. Randy Johnson. Randy, thank you so much. Dr. Escott, Jennifer. Congratulations on this ceremony. Congratulations on this new station. You know, as Montgomery County continues to grow, and we're growing each and every day, Commissioner Riley will talk a little bit about that and some of the preparations we're making for that. But I think it's also important to remember and be reminded of that hometown feel that we know in this community. Because Montgomery County is a great place. There's a lot of great things happening here. And Magnolia is one of those areas that across the county as I travel, it's amazing to me to see. If there's ever a time when someone is in need, this community turns out. If there's a child in need of something or a family in need, it's amazing to see how this community will come together. So I think that it's completely appropriate that we're here today to dedicate the first Montgomery County Hospital District EMS station dedication in Montgomery County in the Magnolia community, to a community that likes to give back. And I think it's also very appropriate that we dedicate this station in the name of Jana Bishop. This is a young lady, although I didn't have the privilege of getting to know her, dedicated herself, dedicated her career, and gave her life in service to her community. And I think it's important that we remember that, and we recognize that. And all those people that are in uniform today, all of our EMS responders, police officers, fire department members, all those that provide that service to us, we owe them a great debt of gratitude, and certainly it's a privilege and an honor to dedicate this station today in the name of Jana E. Bishop. Today we're joined by many of her family members. Neil Accord is here. Neil was her fiance. Neil knew Jana in a way, a very loving way that many of us didn't get to know her, but Neil, I know you shared a great loss, and we just congratulate you on this ceremony today. To her mother, Carol Regnon. Her husband Elwood is with us today. Congratulations. She was a wonderful person. I had a chance to visit with Jana's mother, and she said, you know, the thing about Jana is she always just did what she was supposed to do. And I've heard that comment from several people. So that's not just a mother's comment. She really did what she was supposed to do. To her dad, Don Bishop, and his wife Barbie is with us today. Congratulations. Glad to have you with us today. To her brother, Don Bishop, and his wife, Kristen, nieces and nephews, aunts and uncles that are here with us today. I think this is a tremendous honor for Jana and her service. You know, she graduated from Klein High School in 1997, got her associate's degree from Tomball Junior College, and went into this medical service, got her BSN from UTMB, and spent her whole career, her whole life serving and helping others. And so to her, we say congratulations and thank you. And so we got a bronze plaque. This is a copy of the plaque that will be hung in front of this station that we're going to present to Jana's mother today. So if you will join me, I'm going to remove this cover from this plaque, and this is what will be presented on the front of the station out here today. So to her whole family, thank you, members of her family, for sharing her with us, to this community, and to Montgomery County Hospital District. Congratulations on the opening of a great new facility to this community. This is an opportunity for this community to continue to grow in a positive manner, and I thank you for allowing me to be just a small part of it. So thank you very much.
Please welcome with me the Magnolia High School Choir under the direction of Ms. Jennifer France.
Good morning. Thank you so much for allowing us to be part of this dedication. I did not know this young woman, but I'm looking at all of these people from Magnolia, and I am always taken back at obviously what a wonderful young lady she was, and obviously what a community spirit she had, and that we're so lucky to live in a country where people really on a daily basis give their life or potentially give their life for my safety, for someone they don't even know, because that's just how they are. So I changed the piece because the piece we were going to do really didn't reflect who I think this young lady was. So we're going to be doing a piece called Keeping the Dream Alive.
Next, I'd like to welcome Dr. Jill Lednicki, friend and colleague of Jana Bishop.
What a glorious day. So honored to be here. Thank you, Carol, the rest of Jana's family, for allowing me to speak on your behalf. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Jill Beatty Lednicki, also known as Dr. Beatty. I worked at Conroe Regional for many years and got to know Jana not only as a colleague, but as my best friend. So it's very fitting, I think, that I'm here to talk about her on behalf of the family. This is a wonderful facility, and Jana would be very proud. You know, she started her healthcare career as a paramedic, and she never could get that need for the field out of her system. She loved to be the first responder, the first on the scene, because she felt like she could make a difference. She went on to get her nursing degree because she really had a desire to know. Jana was a ferocious learner, and she wanted to apply that knowledge in the best way she could. So when the opportunity came for her to fly with PHI and be a nurse on the scene, she couldn't pass it up. She was in love, and she loved that job. One time I asked her, I said, well, what is so special about flying? And she said, it's so peaceful, and you feel like you are above everything. And she was. You know, Jana stood for many things in her life: love, faith, family, and service. She had a desire to serve her community. She served her friends. She served anyone. She would do anything to help others. She was one of the sharpest, funniest, caring people I ever knew. You know, when I see a medical helicopter now, I always have mixed emotions. I can't think of Jana without some sorrow. What if? What could? We all suffered a loss, but just like the law of thermodynamics, nothing is destroyed. And her presence still lingers every day. The bright sunshine is her smile. The breeze is her laugh. And she would be so honored to have this facility in her name. And I thank MCHD for making it happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'd like to welcome Commissioner Charlie Riley.
Well, I too want to thank and welcome and honor the honored guest here today with us. It's an honor to be here, part of this ceremony. You know, one of my favorite actors made a statement one time, and I'm going to try to stick to that today. He said, talk low, talk slow, and don't talk too much. And I thank Craig and Cecil for following that. They did a great job of not talking too much. You know, this facility represents so many things. It represents our commitment to remember and honor those who have fallen in the service to our community. It represents our commitment to be prepared to respond to the needs of our community today. It represents our commitment to recognize the growth that our county is experiencing. And it represents our commitment to be prepared for the future growth to come. Economists have projected that Montgomery County will triple in population over the next 40 years. We have met with those experts. They've told us that the only thing that will stop the growth of Montgomery County is that we run out of land. Your Commissioner's Court is working and planning for that growth. Again this year, we have increased our commitment to law enforcement and first responders. We set aside money for the future growth to be prepared with the necessary resources as our growth continues. We set aside money to service our future debt, and we increased the amount of money in our road and bridge fund to improve mobility. You will start seeing those improvements in the next few months. I think we can all agree it is a dynamic time. What I'm sure we can agree on is that you want to be able to quickly get home, a place where your family is safe and your property is secure, a place where your family has parks and facilities that enhance your quality of life, and when the need arises, a place where the help you need is just 3 numbers dialed away. This is what your government is working to do for you, and I'm proud to present you Precinct 2. Thank you. God bless each and every one.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to share with you a quick story about a tradition that's very important here for the men and women at MCHD. Several years ago, our medical director at the time, for many years, Dr. Jay Kovar, started a tradition here at MCHD of a challenge coin. And I hope that you all picked up a challenge coin to commemorate Jana inside the building here. But I'm going to share with you the story and the tradition behind that coin. And it goes like this. According to the most common story, challenge coins originated during World War I. Before the entry of the United States into the war in 1917, American volunteers from all parts of the country filled the newly formed flying squadrons. Some were wealthy scions who were attending colleges such as Yale and Harvard who had quit midterm to join the war. In one squadron, a wealthy lieutenant ordered medallions that he had struck in solid bronze, and he presented those to the men of his unit. One young pilot placed the medallion in a small leather pouch that he wore around his neck. Shortly after acquiring that medallion, the pilot's aircraft was severely damaged by ground fire. He was then forced to land behind enemy lines and was immediately captured by German patrol. In order to discourage his escape, the Germans took all of his personal identification except for the small leather pouch that he wore around his neck. In the meantime, he was taken to a small French town near the front. Taking advantage of the bombardment that night, he was able to escape. However, he was without any personal identification. He succeeded in avoiding the German patrols by donning civilian attire and was able to reach the front lines. With great difficulty, he crossed into no man's land and was eventually into a French outpost. Saboteurs had plagued the French in this sector. They sometimes were masqueraded as civilians in civilians' clothes. Not recognizing the young pilot's American accent, the French thought he was a saboteur and made ready to execute him. He had no identification to prove his allegiance, but he did have his leather pouch and with his medallion. He showed this to the people that were about to execute him, and they realized that he was in fact an Allied troop, and they let him live. So I ask you, my personal request is that you carry this coin, and you think of Jana, and you think of her memory, and every time you pass the station, you think of her loyalty and her service to this community. Thank you. Next, we'll begin the official ribbon cutting ceremony, which will be led by the Magnolia Parkway Chamber of Commerce. Please welcome President Kelly Hammond.
Good morning. Not only does our chamber have a privilege of being here, but being a resident of the county for many, many years, this is truly a blessing to have in our community, the addition of this building. And thank you to every single one of the first responders here. And please know that you have an open invitation to stop by the chamber office anytime. I would like to ask family MCHD board members to come forward as well. Travis, we have a banner. We're going to go ahead and have a little ribbon cutting right now. Thank you. Stand straight. Down just a little bit, Randy. And then. And if we can have you actually come over here, we're going to take a couple pictures first. Maybe hold it down a little bit.
Hold it down a little bit more. No, red ribbon. There, so they can see. That's right there. Ready?
Okay, look this way right here. Everybody look this way one more time.
Wherever you would like. Slowly.
you think about this memory guard?
I just think that this is such a wonderful memory for her because she was such a wonderful person, and I hope she's an inspiration to other people to serve the community.
So that's why I was kind of...
I mean, there were people come together. She had a lot of friends.
She had a lot of friends, and I think we'll never forget her because she was such a wonderful person and a wonderful model for the community.
You have to get way back on this one.
You what?
Thought you have to get way back on this one, huh?